In an unprecedented escalation within South Africa's volatile political landscape, former President Jacob Zuma has publicly called for the arrest of sitting President Cyril Ramaphosa. The announcement, made during a fiery address at a political rally in KwaZulu-Natal, has sent shockwaves through the nation and left political analysts and citizens alike questioning what this means for the country's fragile democracy. Zuma, whose presidency was marked by controversies and allegations of corruption, appeared resolute and defiant, condemning Ramaphosa for what he described as unchecked abuse of power and betrayal of the people's trust. Speaking to a crowd of thousands, Zuma accused Ramaphosa of sidelining key factions within the African National Congress (ANC) and pursuing policies that favor the elite while leaving ordinary South Africans behind. His words were laced with pointed criticism of the judiciary, law enforcement agencies, and other state institutions, which he claimed have been co-opted to serve political ends. "This is not just a call, it is a demand for justice," Zuma declared, gesturing emphatically toward the cameras that broadcast his message nationally. President Ramaphosa has failed in his duty to serve the people. "We cannot remain silent while corruption continues unchecked, while the poor continue to suffer, and while our nation's institutions crumble under his leadership." The timing of Zuma's statement is particularly significant. South Africa is currently grappling with multiple crises: a struggling economy, high unemployment, a surge in violent crime, and growing dissatisfaction with the ruling party. Ramaphosa, who ascended to the presidency promising reform and transparency, has faced mounting pressure from both internal party factions and the public, with critics arguing that his efforts to tackle corruption have been inconsistent and slow. Zuma's call for arrest, therefore, is not just a personal attack, it is a direct challenge to Ramaphosa's authority and legitimacy. Political analysts warn that this development could trigger severe instability within the ANC and across South Africa's political arena. The ANC, long the dominant force in South African politics, has been grappling with deep internal divisions for years. Zuma's loyalists, known for their unwavering support and organized mobilization, could leverage this moment to further fracture the party, creating parallel centers of power and potentially undermining the president's ability to govern effectively. Reactions from the public and political figures have been swift and polarized. Supporters of Zuma hailed the former president's words as a courageous stand against systemic corruption, framing it as a fight for accountability and fairness. Conversely, allies of Ramaphosa condemned the call as reckless and incendiary, warning that it risks inciting unrest and destabilizing the nation. Analysts have highlighted that Zuma's rhetoric, especially his repeated emphasis on justice and accountability, is likely aimed at galvanizing his political base ahead of looming ANC internal elections, where factional battles are expected to intensify. Legal experts, meanwhile, have been quick to caution that Zuma's demand for the president's arrest holds no formal legal weight under South African law. The mechanisms for impeaching or arresting a sitting president are strictly regulated, requiring parliamentary action or judicial intervention. Nevertheless, the symbolic power of Zuma's call cannot be underestimated. It highlights deep-seated frustrations within the ANC and across South African society, while potentially emboldening other political actors to escalate their challenges against Ramaphosa. As tensions continue to rise, citizens and observers are left to wonder how this confrontation will unfold. Will the ANC manage to contain the fallout and maintain party unity, or is South Africa on the brink of a political crisis that could have far-reaching consequences for governance and stability? With the nation already facing economic hardship and social unrest, the stakes could not be higher. In the coming weeks, all eyes will be on both Zuma and Ramaphosa, as well as the ANC leadership and judicial authorities, to see whether dialogue and negotiation will prevail or whether South Africa will face a turbulent chapter in its democratic journey. One thing is certain: the political landscape has been irrevocably shaken, and the reverberations of Zuma's call for Ramaphosa's arrest are likely to be felt for months, if not years, to come.